All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are going to completely demystify a degree path that is gaining some massive traction right now. We're talking about the low-residency Master of Science in Organizational Leadership. Now, if you're a working professional or a transfer student trying to figure out how to level up your career without, completely blowing up your current life, your job, or your visa status, well, this is absolutely for you. We're going to look at the real strategy behind this degree, why the specific format is a total game changer, and how it actually translates into real-world career momentum. So we really have to start by asking ourselves this big question. Think about the workplace today. Employee burnout rates are practically off the charts, and shifting hierarchies are just the new norm. The ground is literally shifting beneath our feet. Modern leadership isn't just about supervising people or sitting pretty at the top of some neat organizational chart anymore. It's about navigating incredibly complex systems, understanding digital fluency, and actively shaping workplace culture. To actually survive and thrive in that kind of environment, you need a totally different toolkit than what traditional, purely technical business degrees used to offer. Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 1. The new leadership landscape. 2. Defining organizational leadership. 3. The low residency advantage. And 4. Transfer and compliance logistics. Let's jump in. Section 1. The new leadership landscape. The research is pointing us in a very, very clear direction here. Employers are dealing with some massive structural shifts. First off, human-centered leadership is skyrocketing. Empathy, clarity, trust, these aren't just soft skills anymore. They're absolutely crucial capabilities if you want to combat burnout and keep your best people. Second, organizations are getting much flatter. You might not even have a formal manager title, but you're still expected to read laterally across different teams. Your success depends way more on collaboration and credibility than just relying on formal authority. And finally, employee experience is a core strategic issue now, directly tied to how resilient and successful a company is. Here's the thing. Organizations are not looking for leaders who can code better than AI. No way. They are looking for leaders who know what to actually do with the output, and that is AI fluency. It's the ability to look at what a tool generates, interpret it responsibly, question the underlying assumptions, and then figure out how that tech impacts your team and your business goals. You absolutely need human judgment to balance out that digital efficiency. Moving on to Section 2, Defining Organizational Leadership. So, what exactly is organizational leadership? Well, it sits right there at the intersection of management, people strategy, workplace culture, and change leadership. Unlike a super narrow business degree that might just hyper-focus on, say, finance or logistics, this program is built for professionals who want to lead teams, improve systems, and drive real change. It builds capabilities that transfer across almost every major industry. We're talking healthcare, higher education, nonprofits, corporate logistics, you name it. It is wonderfully broad, but at the same time incredibly practical. It's really helpful to think of this program as a bridge. Look at the skills you're developing here. Change management, strategic communication, conflict resolution, data-informed decision-making. These are incredibly transferable. Say you're a transfer student coming from a completely different background, maybe liberal arts or healthcare support. This degree gives you a direct pathway into management-facing roles like project manager or HR specialist. You aren't boxing yourself into one narrow function. Instead, you're becoming the essential person who aligns people and gets things done. Next up, Section 3, the low residency advantage. This hybrid structure is seriously the best of both worlds. You have your flexible online theory, reading, strategy, reflection, which you can tackle while still crushing it at your day job. But we all know leadership cannot be learned in a vacuum, right? It takes practice. And that is exactly where the in-person residency comes in. These are short, intense periods on campus where you dive into live team exercises, conflict simulations, and real peer feedback. It perfectly supports your learning without forcing you to hit pause on your entire career. I absolutely love this quote. Organizational leadership is an applied discipline. Listen, employers do not need leaders who can just eloquently explain leadership theories in a boardroom. They need people who can step into real, messy ambiguity, navigate the friction, and actually guide a team through a transition. This low residency format means you can learn a framework online on a Tuesday and literally test it out in a simulation or even at your actual job on a Thursday. Okay, let's wrap up with Section 4, Transfer and Compliance Logistics. Take a deep breath here, because I know compliance hurdles usually sound like a massive headache, but following a structured pathway actually makes them entirely manageable. You just need to take it step by step. Review your CPT and OPT work authorizations, Evaluate your credit transfer options, assess how the residencies fit into your life, and plan out your visa timing. Having a solid, informed plan is literally the secret to avoiding delays and keeping your momentum going. First things first, CPT and OPT relevance. Because organizational leadership naturally connects to so many roles like operations, HR, training, it offers fantastic potential here. But, and this is a big but, relevance heavily depends on the specific program design and the institution's policy. You have to review your CPT and OPT alignment carefully and early. You want to be absolutely sure your job or internship connects perfectly and legally to your academic program. Definitely don't leave this to the last minute. Next up is credit transfer. If you have prior study in the US or maybe a partially completed program in something like business, communication, or the social sciences, you might actually have way more options than you think. Students are often surprised to find that university partners offer really flexible review processes. And this is huge because it preserves all that hard-earned academic momentum, and honestly, it can even save you money by getting you to the finish line faster. So let's get real. Who is this actually for? This pathway is a fantastic fit for working professionals trying to step into supervisory roles, transfer students coming from diverse backgrounds, and career changers looking for a really adaptable credential. If you value flexibility but still crave that high-impact in-person engagement, you're in the right place. On the flip side, if you're looking for a highly technical, deeply specialized STEM track, this probably isn't your jam. This is for people who want to lead people and fix systems. You really have to ask yourself this question. For students already in the US, it isn't just about whether organizational leadership is a good degree. The real question is whether this specific format, this credit pathway, and this transfer strategy practically align with where you want to go next. You shouldn't have to settle for an all-or-nothing choice between your career, your education, and your mobility. The right pathways actually accommodate all three. Student Transfer Experts has embedded its years of transfer expertise into Transfer GPT, so you can assess whether a program or university transfer truly fits your academic history, career goals, and constraints. If you're ready to explore structured transfer pathways with clarity and compliance awareness, you can fill in your details in the form on our website, studenttransferexperts.com, for a guided evaluation by our team. So we'll leave you with this final thought. If modern leadership requires us to adapt to constant, relentless change, isn't it time your educational pathway was just as adaptable? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.
Right choices, effective outcomes. Brought to you by Student Transfer Experts.